Hi guys, I am Aniket. I am a BTech electronics student from SPIT Mumbai, and today we are going to be talking about which system to buy when you have just got into engineering, which computer system to buy. So many students, as soon as they get admission to engineering, they decide, oh come on, we'll buy a laptop. And many of my friends have done this. So last year I got in, and my first year is done. I'm currently in my third semester, but um, before the first semester they decide to go and buy. You go to a shop, the person recommends that you buy this computer. It has i3 4 GB of RAM. You said, oh wow, let's buy this. And 1 year later, you are in your second year and you come to know, oh I can't run this application, oh this application is running slow, oh I don't have an SSD, oh my RAM is falling short, oh my processor is not proper, it's too old, or it does not have enough processing power for what I want to run. And then you're like, oh my god, now what to do? So to avoid this, we are going to be speaking about which kind of system to buy, and I'm building a system now, and we are going to be talking about that, its specification, and why I'm building it.
So we continue now. Some things before we continue, I'd like to mention: do not buy a system in your first year. As I mentioned earlier, it is pointless, and you may end up regretting it later. If you don't know, obviously, if you know about systems, you know what you may need, then you of course can buy. And technology changes very often, so you may often end up getting a better system later than earlier. Of course, I know that it is fun to have a system, you can use it. Of course, it is if necessary. If you absolutely do not have a choice, then please go for something with 8 gigabytes of RAM and SSD. If you want, you can buy an external hard disk later if you do not have enough storage. But please buy a system with an SSD. It is the requirement for the future. And let's continue with the system I am building. So one of the main components is the motherboard. The motherboard will be the B550 Gaming X. Now I'm using the B550 because I have not yet decided my processor, either the Ryzen 5 3600 or the 5600X. Now I'm waiting for AMD to release a 5600 series. If they announce it within 1 or 2 weeks, I'll be extremely happy. A shout out to AMD. Please release the B550. Please release the Ryzen 5600. The 3600 was your best processor, and the 5600 will be 2 for this generation. The best price to point ratio. The best power to performance ratio. And let's continue. This, of course, I did not open the motherboard since we are not assembling it. I do not want dust to set on it, and of course it is an anti-static coating, so even if I take a picture, you will barely be able to see anything. So as we can see, it supports PCI Express Gen 4. It has M.2 slots. It has quite a few USB slots, and that is one of the reasons I brought this. The link will be available. This is the website. The link will be available below. Next, we have the case. It's a Spec 05 by Corsair, Carbide of the Carbide series. It's an excellent, it's very good looking, you could say. And that is purely the reason why I selected it, because it looks nice. It looks simple. And that's what I want to go for. Next, we have the RAM. I'm using 8 gigabytes of GamingX. Sorry, I'm using 16 gigabytes. That is 2 sticks of GamingX D30 DDR4 by XPG. It has a base clock of 3200 megahertz. And it looks good. One of the reasons I've selected 16 gigabytes of RAM is because it's the requirement for the future. I bought a laptop with 8 gigabytes of RAM 5 years ago, and now it's still working fine, but it is not at the, oh, I'm free kind of this. It is working, it's heading towards a limit. As the updates for Windows 10 keep coming, more and more RAM keeps being used. Now in an ideal state, it's already using 3 to 4 gigabytes, that is half the RAM. So hence I decided 16 gigabytes should be good. We have the hard disk. The hard disk is a 500 gigabyte A2000 by Kingston. Also, I will be adding, so this is my primary disk, and I will be adding the existing storage from my existing desktop to this system, which is around 750 gigabytes of hard disk storage, not SSD. This is extremely fast, and that is why I like it. And I like to have my systems fast, and thus an SSD has to be used. Lastly, we have the power supply. It is a Corsair VS 500. It's good. It's nice. And the 500 watts are because I may add a graphics card later. Okay, this is another point to the system. I'm not using a graphics card. I'm using my current existing graphics card, that is a GT210. Well, that should be sufficient for watching videos as it is now. And since I'm not gaming, no need for a high-end graphics card is there. Thank you for watching.